outside. Said,
You listen
hey.
to me. You gotta believe. I'm the only one to tell you. Open your eyes and see the light. Oh, yeah. We're killing ourselves to live. Everyone's got a million reasons to blow your brains out. With me, Ricky Warden, and Dave Jarvis.
Hey, that's me.
We got Ariel with us on the panel every week. Jerry Warden with us tonight. Josh Inge. And we're going to encourage everyone to go ahead and blow up those comments. Get your questions in now. Participate in the chats. And as always, any bands, especially if you're going to be, sharing Metallica or Pantera stories, you are welcome on the show tonight and also to promote your shows. All right, so without further ado, it's a must that must be done. Yours, mine, the brilliant, incredible, genius host, Dave Jarvis.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Well, welcome everybody to this lovely July fucking evening. Wait, it's August now. Fuck, it's August. Yeah,
Let's get
it's.
some civility to this thing.
I'm sorry. It's been like 108 like every day, and so my brain has been fried. So my apologies. Welcome everybody. Jerry Warden, how you been, brother?
Oh, man, pretty good, man. Pretty good for an old metalhead.
That's awesome, man. We've been trying to get you on the show for a while, but the stars aligned today. How are you this evening?
Oh, man, I don't like to come on, if I don't have anything to offer, so I spent the last few hours scanning some old pics and stuff, man. Hopefully some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, sweet! I can't wait, man. So we've heard Ricky's Pantera stories. I have to imagine you have some similar stories, yeah?
Well, I don't know the similarities in them other than probably drunkenness. But that would probably be the similarity, because you didn't hang around Daryl too long, man, without commencing to drink. The man was a drinker.
Yeah.
All there is to it.
Well,
I wonder what the cat would be like today, man. But he would probably still be the same damn way. I mean, Vince never quit drinking, so
right.
there you have it, man.
Yeah. For the audience, the reason I bring it up is because the Metallica Pantera tour is coming through pretty soon, and so we would like to spend this evening talking about our favorite Metallica and Pantera memories, favorite albums, good memories, and also get drunk along the way. I hope you will join us.
Friday the 18th here in Arlington, Texas. That's the Night 1 Pantera with Mammoth and Metallica.
Huh.
Josh Inge has joined us this evening. Josh, you already got your tickets 6 months ago.
Eh, yeah, it was probably about 8 months ago, to be honest with you.
But
He's,
who's counting?
Uh,
he's definitely one of the biggest Metallica fans that I know.
Yeah.
well, I definitely used to be. I'm kind of on the fence about going, to be honest with you. I
Because of the weather.
actually do what?
Because of the weather.
Uh, not exactly. To be honest,
Well, hell, pass it along, man. You know,
I didn't think the new album was amazing. I mean, like,
ooh,
I know
Oh,
that's probably a lot coming from me, but
it's
uh,
a
Ducky
lot
Ducky.
to me coming from you because you pretty much, I jammed that Atlas Rise with you, and I
yeah,
Yeah, we
enjoyed those times and like I cherish that listening to that record together and all the stuff we jammed on, bro.
yeah we
yeah.
normally save all the sacrilegious stuff until the second hour, but Josh is coming in full barrel.
For the
Hey,
throat, the new
hey,
Metallica record sucks. I'm not going.
hey!
You heard it
I,
here.
I,
Josh
In the
said they
I,
suck.
stuff.
I didn't say sucks.
I said it for you.
He's on the fence,
We
bro.
are
He's
your
on the fence.
mouthpiece, bro. We speak for
No,
Josh Inge.
I went to the what you call it, the movie theater premiere. They had they premiered the album at the movie theater like the day before it came out. And
Oh yeah, I remember that.
it's kind of it's like when you're first watching it, it's like, oh, like, you know, because you've never heard it before. You have all the I guess the excitement nerves just going crazy. You're like, oh gosh, you know, it's the new album from my favorite band. But then, like I said, I don't hate it. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Like it's kind of middle of the road, like really played it safe kind of thing. That's just my opinion. But it's definitely not bad. But I did see them in Arlington in the end of 2021. So I'm kind of like, you know, maybe
Yeah, he went to that WWE event.
Yeah, well, it was the Fight Club event.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it was pretty, you know, similar, but
Hey,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick, we've got Safe in the backstage here, Dave Jarvis. Safe,
That's my boy.
that's your boy coming on the screen as we speak.
Holy shit. Hey, I'm in the show.
All right. Well,
I made
welcome,
it.
Safety.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Welcome, bro. For those of y'all in the new, Hip Safety guested on one of my tracks, Grown Ass Man, that just came out a few months ago. So he's a full-time Metallica fan and part-time rapper.
Oh, that's right. He did Grown Ass Man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with Hank.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
me and Hank.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Safe. I love that song, Grown Ass Man. Since I know Dave, you know, I've listened to all that shit. And that song's, I like it.
It was fun, yeah. I think he had like
Put
a
your
grudge.
panties in the air.
Yeah, that was the jam.
But yeah, we were
Hey,
just talking about some great Metallica memories, man. I was just about to tell them I got into Metallica because of you. Because whenever my dad would go to work at night, he would just work all night. Safe, he was our next door neighbor, so he would come over and we would just play "And Justice for All" just over and over and over. It was just like
great album.
mind-boggling.
Yeah, dude, I've never heard that Justice for Jason album. I've always wanted to hear it because it seems like that album was so flat, you know? And
Justice for Jason. That's awesome.
is it good? I mean, have you heard it?
I don't know.
I've
that
heard
I
it.
have.
I've heard it on phone speakers, so it's not a really good judge.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was like done professionally or whatever, or it was just somebody making it, you know, in their basement or something. But yeah,
I heard that they took his shit and put it back in the mix. That's what I heard.
okay, because that whole album sounded so flat. It just sounded so different from from Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. I mean, not Kill 'Em All. Ride the Lightning and Master.
Let's see. What would the difference been, Safe? Cliff Burton. Yeah, that was the difference.
Well, that, but
Well, I
also
mean,
they were
it
hazing
sounded
Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they said. They
That's
confessed
what I
it.
think, because that's when I was hearing it. It didn't sound like it just sounded so flat. It sounded like it was in another room, you know?
Hey, Josh Ing, do you know anything about that Justice for Jason record?
Yeah, I've heard it before. It's basically just the entire album with the bass turned up.
Is it any good?
I mean,
Or is the original better?
different strokes for different folks, I guess. I mean,
Okay.
if you're a bass
Apples and
player,
oranges.
you'll probably think it's better. But I don't know. For me, after hearing it the same way for years and years and years, it's kind of like, well,
Too late to change it now.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I think just in general, if they would have had the bass at a normal volume, you know, would have been.
It was
So-
a good CD too. I mean, it was a different sound, you know. So it was kind of shocking when you first hear it. It's different, but it was still so good that you're like you got used to it. And then I bet when you hear it with the bass, you're like, it just ain't the same, you know, because you've heard, you know, the album so many times that you've gotten used to that style, you know.
Yeah, that was my favorite album as a kid, as a 12-year-old.
Oh yeah, dude. You remember the was it that Metallica album where it was like 3 discs and it was like live and like all these different like Moscow and shit and it was so awesome. And the Harvester of Sorrow, right? The intro or like it was just so awesome. Like when he's yelling at the crowd and shit, man, that fucking album was sick. My sister had that album somehow. Some dude probably gave it to her trying to score or something. And like, fucking dude, this fucking
And
album.
so Safe, is that your how you turned on to Metallica? Is that your first Metallica record?
No, my first Metallica record, shit, man. I think the one that actually owned first was probably Load, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like probably in 96.
Well, I mean like the one that you listened to and how you got to know Metallica. Like for me
Shit.
and Jerry, we got to know Metallica listening to the Kill 'Em All record and saw Metallica on tour twice on the Kill 'Em All tour.
Oh, okay. No, that was way before my time, man. I was really into Master. Like I heard Master of Puppets and I was like, this is the best album of all time. And then I started going back, you know, like Ride the Lightning. I was like, this is awesome, but not as good as Master. And then I listened to, you know, everything after that and Kill 'Em All too.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a big fan of Kill 'Em All too much because I'd already heard like what I thought was like the best shit ever, which was like Master of Puppets.
If you started with Master and Ride the Lightning, yeah, I get it.
You're talking about like those guys were masters, you know, they were just masters of music, man.
The leap between Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning was one big step, man. That was a hell of a leap.
Insane. And the lyrics too. I mean, like, what was the one where he's like, I am me, but now he is gone? You remember that one?
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black, yeah.
Fade to Black, dude. That's like, it was like poetry, you know? It's like, you didn't have that level of,
And what was funny was that was the first time that Metallica was accused of selling out because they had acoustic guitars on their metal album. So people were bitching about them selling out even way back then.
Okay, let's back that up. Not really. We weren't bitching. I never bitched. I was the biggest fucking Metallica fan alive. I listened to that. I listened to that record on Pleasant Ridge 3 times in a row with Dimebag Darrell Abbott the day that it came out, and it ruled. We didn't complain at all when Fade to Black came on. Someone decided to complain later, Dave, and everybody picked up on it.
I'm so glad Twitter wasn't a thing back then.
What is Pleasant Ridge?
Warlock Shack.
Hmm? Oh, okay.
The Warlock Shack was on Pleasant Ridge.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a place.
Gotcha.
It's a place on Pleasant Ridge is a street where Jerry used to live. I lived there off and on a couple of times.
I live on Woodside. Is it by Martin High School?
Yeah, it's on the other side. You got it.
Okay.
Where like the Baptist little youth center thing is now or something, right next door to that.
We were right across the street from the church down there, man, on the corner of Little.
Now there's a church
like Tate
there.
Springs or some shit, or
We
Yeah, across
terrorized
from
that place, man. We were there
Across from that.
about 6 years.
And back then, that's all that was out there. I guess Kroger's was there, but there was barely anything else.
it's a lot of shit out there now.
But yeah, it's because of Safe that I got into Metallica, and then I gotta say, even though I got into Metallica, Pantera was still rough going because like Phil's vocals scared me because at that point I had been raised on like Boys to Men and Usher and Will Smith
Oh.
and shit. So to hear Phil Anselmo just, it was fucking terrifying. But
Awesome. I love it.
I got to say, weed and alcohol definitely makes the Pantera experience just that much better.
Well, I'm such a Metallica fan like you, Safe, and Pantera fan that I love the stories. I don't care how how you first found out about Metallica or
Dude.
Kiss. I just like the stories.
When I was in junior high, all I did was talk about fucking Metallica. Like I had to tell everybody everything. I would like the first thing I would ask anybody was like, actually, it's weird. Back in them days, it was like you would ask people, what are you? And everybody they go, oh, I'm a prep. Oh, I'm a freak. Oh, I don't know.
Freak.
I can't even remember. Nobody wanted to be a poser, right? But like, I remember like that was like you would ask people the very first question, hey man, what are you? And there's that Pantera song. It's like, be yourself, by yourself. You know what I mean? And that was kind of like the mindset. It was like everybody had their clique and everybody knew. And someone asked you, hey, what are you? You had to, you were always like, oh, I'm a freak. Because I guess I was a freak or some shit.
Were you a freak? All right, a proud freak.
Yeah, I was wearing all the black fingernails, fucking ugly chicks,
Dude,
different kind of freak, but it's okay with me, man. I freak with all the freaks.
Dude, Safe and I actually snuck in to Summer Sanitarium 02 as concert security, just so we could see the concert for free.
Yeah, he had T-shirts. They said staff on them.
Yeah,
and so we walked in and we were like, "Oh, we're here to." Dude, that was a genius fucking plan, dude. If you want to get a concert for free, just wear a shirt that says staff on it and like the most basic lettering. It can't be nice. It's got to be like the shittiest lettering, and they'll believe you.
Yeah, some wild and crazy kid shit. But we snuck in and we held the line for like half of Mudvayne's set, and then Deftones came on and we started to kind of scatter, and then Fred Durst like walked right next to us.
Oh, and, yeah, I remember that.
He was being all Fred Dursty, and then we just kind of scattered after that.
I liked that first album, but I don't know why I liked it. I think it was a friend of mine who was really into $3 Bill Y'all, and I got into Fred Durst for, I don't know, it was like the first rock rap I'd ever heard. It was like even before Korn. I didn't even listen to Korn. I listened to that first,
Yeah. But then, you play Limp Bizkit, and then you play, fucking, even if you play Load, you're just like, man, Metallica really knows what the fuck they're doing. Whereas Limp Bizkit were kind of flying by the seat of their pants and whatever was hot.
They were young, They were young.
I agree with you.
Together.
I think Load actually was a much better album than people give it credit for.
Yeah, and you know what? I used to give it shit. I was like, man, they fucking sold out. They got all soft and shit. But it's a good album. Like, if it was like, dude, I used to skate to that shit. Like King Nothing. Dude, I used to fucking I'd slam the board down, dude. Like, King Nothing in the headphones, and you're just skating. You skate faster. Like, you skate harder. You fucking, you get pissed. I don't know why.
Harder.
Yeah.
You do it all harder.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta get going, man. I know it's early, but I gotta.
Josh, thanks for coming on, going hard with us, man. We appreciate you, and you are like, we'll see you soon. All right, we sure hope so.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
Love you, Ariel.
Anybody going to this show? Are y'all guys in Texas? Probably everybody's in Texas, right? I'm sure, because you just said Pleasant Ridge and shit.
Yeah, we're all local.
Okay, so anybody going to the show? I was supposed to get tickets. I don't know what's going on, like, with that, because I haven't talked to my buddy. He was supposed to give me some tickets or some shit, but who knows, man?
Those tickets cost an entire kidney, man. Fuck that.
Well, I already bought them. Like, I already got my name on them. I hadn't paid for them, but the guy bought them like a year ago, and he was like, "I bought 2 tickets.
Josh
One for me, one for
might
Dave."
have a ticket for sale. Just go tell him how much the new Metallica record sucks, and maybe he'll lower the price for you. Hey, I want to bring attention to the chats real quick. We got Lori Anderson over here in the chats. Hello, Lori. She says, hello, Roddy Evans.
Oh, there's chats. Cool.
Yeah, there sure are. We've got Ville Girl here tonight again, so it's always good to see you. She says, Ariel, your songs, music has hints of nothing else matters.
I can hear that.
Well,
I like
a song that Elton John once said is the greatest song ever written.
Ooh, compliments.
And
Oh, dude.
always join us, hedonistic punk vatos.
Ray, what's up, buddy?
Renee.
So
my
there's
brother.
that. And Dave Jarvis, backstage, we've got a Nanaday O.
That's Jared. That's my bass player. He loves Metallica.
Thank you, Ariel.
Yo, what's up? You guys hear me?
Everybody, welcome. Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah,
Jared,
Bass
we were-
player, everyone, for the band Against All Odds. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what was the first Metallica song you ever heard?
Mine?
Well, yeah, we'll start with the new guy.
My first shit, I was like 4. Like I just always like my dad showed me that when I was fucking real little, and that's just what I always listened to. I mean, literally any of them. Like I'm 27, so I've heard all their old stuff, and up to like my oldest memory is singing what is it? Not Turn the Page, the other one from Garage Days.
Whiskey in the Jarro.
Whiskey in the Jar, that's it.
Oh,
That's one
great
of-
song.
Yeah, that's
good.
one of the oldest memories.
That's a good
Fucking
song.
Walking around the house. I actually have a fucking video on a little like cassette tapes of me running around the house singing that song.
I
Yeah.
bet it was adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Safe. What was your first Metallica song? Can you recall?
Man. It probably have to be. It's probably Master of Puppets, dude. You know, Sarah.
Master.
That was
Master.
that was
You
that
sure
was
it's
the
not
first sheet.
Disposable Heroes.
I think that was on the same album. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
No, you know what it probably was? Honestly, no, it was the Black Album. Sarah had the Black Album first, and Sarah's my older sister. And the first Metallica song I probably heard was "Nothing Else Matters" because she would fucking play that song all the time.
It's a beautiful song, man.
But that album wasn't that bad. Like I like the one about like, all right, A Wolf and Man was really good. I really like that song. But what was the one where it was like it's like he's talking about it's like the Revolutionary War one, right? So it's like the Black Album's got the snake.
The song One.
No, not one. That was a different album. No, it was
Don't Tread on Me.
yes, dude, that fucking song was so good. I fucking loved it. That's the one I really liked on that album. I fucking love and Wolf and Wolf and Man. Yeah, that was
I
good.
remember
Black
when
Album
that
wasn't bad.
record came out. After growing up
That's
on
when-
this, like I remember when Kill 'Em All came out, and long before Ride the
Everybody
Lightning.
hated it.
What, the Black Album?
Yeah, everybody
I
said
was
they
gonna
sold
tell
out.
you, sure, yeah. As Jerry said earlier, the leap from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning was pretty major.
Yeah.
Well, the leap from, we were kind of still, I am as a Metallica fan, halfway at Master of Puppets, I'm hoping for something a little different, but, just wasn't expecting the Black Album. And so I didn't hate it then. I don't hate it now, but, those records, it's just, it'll never be possible for me to put them in the same category as Masters Ride the Lightning.
It seems like his voice changed a lot. It seemed like
for
he
me
aged.
personally, it's just a different experience too.
Yeah, it almost sounded like a different. It. I don't know. That's the first time I heard that. Ooh, yeah, that kind of thing that was like popular with the Load
I
album.
think Cliff Burton would have probably said, James, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You see? I think that's what happened to Metallica. Yeah,
There were a lot of people bitching, man, at the Metallica Guns N' Roses show that year. You know, was you there at that one, Rick?
I sure was. Yeah, me and Tony went.
I was there, man, and I remember being next to Scott Shelby, you know, and he was fucking,
That's crazy.
he was yelling, you know, you suck and everything the whole time, you know. What the fuck happened to you dudes and all this shit, you know.
To Metallica
Yeah.
with Jason Newsted for the first time. So that was a huge tour. It was Guns N' Roses and Metallica. And to this day, it's still, you know, it was a.
You know what the first Metallica
Huge deal.
song we heard, though, man? The first Metallica song we heard was "Hit the Fucking Lights,"
Hit the lights.
and it wasn't
Hit
even
the
on Kill 'Em All.
lights. Hit the lights.
We heard the one with Lloyd, man, on the Metal Massacre 1, man.
That's correct.
You remember that?
I sure do.
And
What was the other single on that? There was
still
another
have that
single.
record.
Not a Metallica single. It's a compilation record
It's a compilation
called Metal
record.
Massacre.
Oh,
And
Of all
it had,
the local
it had
bands.
Rat. It had Rat on it. It had Metallica, Serathon Gold. No, Serathon Gold I
Hell
think was
yeah,
on the
Serathon
first
Gold,
one.
man. That dude, man. Damn, he loves Serathon Gold, didn't he, man?
I do too, man. I still love that shit.
I mean, Slagle, man. Slagle used to slam that down our throats like a mofo.
Yep.
And then from Metal Massacre, they did the Metal Up Your Ass demo, the tape trading, right?
Metal Up Your Ass was after the single. They barely even had a band, man. Dave Mustaine wasn't in the band or anything. That Lloyd dude, that black dude that played guitar was on that record. I can't remember his last name.
I didn't know they had a black guitarist in Metallica. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
They did, yes. His name
Huh.
his name is Lloyd. And see, Brian Slagle is the guy who put out is the guy behind Metal Blade Records. But before he did Metal Blade Records, he put out this fanzine called the New Heavy Metal Review. And I copped the one up there at the Hastings, man, on Cooper, and I called him. And he was working at a record store called Oz Records. This way before he had the record label Metal Blade Records. And I would just ask him, you know, hey, what was the new things coming out? Well, you know, because the new wave of British heavy metal was blasting right then in 79 and 80 and 81. And I'd call Slagle, man, and Slagle would tell me what new records to get, you know. And so he finally he just going to transition from the fanzine to the record company, and he put out a compilation of all the local bands there in
By
LA.
search terms.
Huh?
His name is Lloyd Grant. At least I did a Google search. Lloyd Grant is a Jamaican guitarist who played the second lead on the Hit the Lights demo. But technically, he was not an official member of Metallica. In his own words, Lloyd Grant talks about Metallica. So there you go.
Dude, that is so wild. I can't wait to see like that interview or anything. That'd be so crazy to watch.
Man. He just barely. What it boiled down to is Metallica wasn't even a band. Hetfield and Lars were stumbling and fumbling and bumbling around, but their friend, you know, who was their co-conspirator in heavy metal, Brian Slagle, who had who's the cool guy that worked at the record store and had a fanzine, was going to put out a compilation album called Metal Massacre. So they had to slap this song together somehow to be able to get on this damn record. And that's basically the results there. And
They ran into some guy.
Man, I don't know how they found the cat, you know, but they really didn't have a band, bro, is what I'm saying. You know, they didn't have a full band. They had Lars and James, but they didn't have Ron McGovney either, man.
What he's saying is they had Brian Slagle's promise to put a song on that
Hell
compilation record, and they delivered.
Right. It'd be like, like if you come to me or you, Rick, and said, hey, man, if you can get a tune together, we're going to put you on this record.
Mm-hmm.
Hell fucking yeah, I'll get somebody together and we'll get on the
Sirith on Go, goddammit, and Rat.
And Rat was a heavier band at one time too, man, when Jakey Lee played guitar for him. You remember that or not?
Yeah, I do. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
As y'all were young men when Kill 'Em All came out, was it like crazy to hear punk and metal together as one?
It was pretty insane, man, but it took a little bit, man, to get a hold of it, and I think Ricky's going to show you some pictures, man, because I went up there to Texarkana and saw him on the Kill 'Em All tour with Raven, and we were really there to see Raven, man. If you want to just be truthful about the deal, we could say we were really insightful and keen to the Metallica thing. We dug them and thought it was cool. I always remember Cliff Burton asking me and Tyler to take him to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I told him, hell no, I ain't taking Taco Bell, man. Fucking Raven sticks to come on, man.
Right.
I'm not gonna miss Raven. And so we were really there to see Raven. Raven was on their 4th album already, man. And Metallica was brand new, but we were digging it. There's the pictures right there. That's me and my brother David in Texarkana with
Gallagher.
Can you make it bigger?
I can't actually.
Okay, no worries.
So see, that's David, my brother David, and I with Gallagher from Raven. But you see what I'm promoting there too. I'm promoting the Pantera album too. I'm turning him on to Pantera at the same time. You dig?
Wow, that is so cool. Didn't Pantera have a bunch of albums before Cowboys from Hell that was kind of hair metal?
They had 4. That's the first one though, right there.
But I never thought of it as hair metal. And I think it's just silly that people refer to it as anything like
that's
hair
what young
metal
people
today.
refer to it now as, Rick.
I know. I'm not saying it doesn't get under my skin. It's just silly to me. It just shows me how far removed people actually are, but think that they are. I mean, that's the world moves without you, I guess is what I'm saying.
We're toddlers to y'all guys. Come on.
I was never there where this world is today in regards to Pantera being a hair band. I'll go back and sit down and listen to all the records with you and say, show me. I mean, what do you mean? Oh, I got a picture. Oh, well, fuck, we all wore spandex.
So you're saying it wasn't true.
Well,
they were never a hair band.
No, fuck no. We were wearing spandex and wristbands and fucking bitches.
But they were still badass.
Sorry, everybody. We were getting laid. We were having a good time, man. It was rock and roll.
No, but
yeah.
That's not the real deal. But also is it pertains to the music. Nobody ever called the music hair metal back then, man. That's some term that a record
or glam metal. We didn't think of Pantera as glam.
Those were terms that fucking the record companies came up with for you kids in the 2000s, man, to sell you that crap.
It's like Motley Crue. That would be considered hair metal, or no?
Man, the Crew was real metal when they first came out, man.
You could even call them glam. I mean, they went total glam. So I mean,
but they didn't do that. They didn't do that till the 3rd album.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Even the first record was glamorous. I mean, Elton John didn't look the same every year. Even Motley Crue's first record was glamorous. Their second record with even their look, was glamorous, and then they went, full on makeup with Theater of Pain.
Yeah, the third album, they went totally glam. But Shout at the Devil was heavy, man. That in 1983, it compared with most records, man. For heaviness.
And it seems like the metal, I don't really hear much metal. It's like really, it's like heavy metal. Metallica was kind of like pretty metal, I guess you could say, or like, well, I don't know, pretty metal, but like it was very well done. And
Orchestral.
It was just really
Bro,
good.
Metallica took the best metal to places. No, I mean I was a Judas Priest fan. Like I knew every Judas Priest record already before I, found
Metallica changed metal, huh, Rick?
Sure, they took it to it, especially with, like you said, with Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning was off the hook an amazing record. No one had ever done anything like it. Yeah.
Fight fire with fire, man. And trapped under ice, man. Right back to back.
Fire with fire. Yeah.
But
every album had an instrumental song, right? Like,
well, it's not just that, man. I mean, like I was a Black Sabbath fan. I was a Judas Priest fan.
Yeah,
Iron
Black
Maiden,
Sabbath is
Judas
really
Priest.
good.
Well, Metallica kind of took that culmination from Sabbath, Priest, Maiden, and a bunch of other metal bands that are similar, and made that Kill 'Em All record. So, I mean, I even thought of the first two Iron Maiden records as punk back when they came out. I didn't think of those records. The first Iron Maiden record I heard was Killers, and I didn't think of it as, oh, that sounds like, Judas Priest or Black Sabbath. It sounded
was heavy
like
as hell, though.
Fuck yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
And
you never heard anything like it.
And you can't overlook the punk aspect as well, because they were huge fans of the Misfits because of Cliff.
One thing you're going to say for sure, man, about the Metallica thing is this for sure. But metal was one thing before Metallica, and this is what Ricky's trying to say by listening to the Priest and all that. We listened to the heaviest things of those times. But when Metallica came along, it changed metal. And metal was one thing before Metallica and a whole new thing after Metallica.
Did they change it for the better?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Okay, good.
It ushered in all those bands like Slayer, man, and of course, Megadeth and
well, and also
Anthrax.
the experience, the experience of enjoying Metallica go through that process. I mean, that'll never happen again. But then, like he's saying, the result of that experience is open up the doors for other bands, even help Megadeth for sure.
Would you say the jump from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning would be similar to the jump between Phil's first album and Cowboys from Hell? Just a stylistic change.
No, man, no, hell no. Metallica was Metallica, man, for them first three albums. Damn it. We didn't even start.
No, but I mean, we're talking about the jump up in production value and also song structure between Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. Do you think there was a similar jump in execution with Pantera?
No, because I don't think power metal was anywhere close to Kill 'Em All. So it was a much larger leap from power metal to Kill 'Em All. Shoot, I remember hearing those first riffs of Cowboys from Hell, man. It's like, God dang, man, the boy got it this time, man. It shook my head. He knew he had it, man. He'd finally hit on something, man. We had watched him all those years, man. There were 10 years of Pantera before Cowboys from Hell. Show him some of them old pictures, Rick. But yeah, there was 10 years of Pantera before Cowboys from Hell, man. And we always knew they were going to make it. We always thought they were going to make it.
Wasn't their dad a record executive or something?
That's funny, man.
Or something, right?
He had a studio.
I got a couple pictures of him there too. I sent Rick, man. He used to be their live sound man up until it got too crazy and he couldn't handle it anymore. But I remember when he was their sound man, and I got some pictures of it of him too. I sent Rick. I don't know.
I'm working on it.
But
is anyone here a fan of this century's Metallica releases? Saint Anger, Hardwired.
Oh, I mean, Saint Anger is the best album they've ever made.
Wow, I have to listen to that album again.
It's a hot take, but I will stand by it. I'll die on that hill.
The man stands by things.
Whew.
And dies on the
Man,
hill.
I just am, I'm happy to hear that someone, loves a Metallica record that as much as I do, that's, different from the ones that I love. Man, I think
That's
it has
true.
a lot to do with the experience also,
And
that's
what time you got into them. Think about a new guy coming in, listening to all the new stuff, and he's like, this is the best thing I've heard. And we're like, dude, but they got all this stuff. They're like, oh, it's cool. Yeah, whatever. But this stuff, and it's just like,
Oh,
you can't say your stuff is better, Like it's everybody's
I
personal preference.
don't. Well, sure. Yeah. And to add to that, I'm also admitting for myself, and I believe it's probably the same for others, that the way that you experience the music when it comes out, like if you're alive, like, I was alive when I actually experienced the whole Metallica Pantera process.
Yeah,
Like
you got pictures.
right.
No, it's not the pictures. I don't give a fuck about pictures. I
Well,
really
you were
don't.
there.
On it.
I mean, Cliff
That's
Burton
that.
went to Taco Bell with you or something,
No,
right?
that my point. That's my point entirely. But it's the same for you. However, you experienced music. That's just how I experienced it.
You're right.
And so
Yeah.
I believe the way that you experienced music as it's coming out and popular, and you're able to see those bands, and they're making good music. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
No, you're right.
Preach.
Yeah. If your best memories are jamming with your boys, jamming Kill 'Em All, that's going to be your probably your go-to. If your best memories are
No,
Saint Anger,
it just turns out that Kill 'Em All happens to be the best fucking heavy metal record of all time.
yeah.
Sorry. No, that's what I'm saying. Saint Anger is your favorite
Yeah.
record, and to me, I think that's just as cool.
Yeah. I mean, look, when you're talking thrash, fucking no one's touching Kill 'Em All, right? Like when they were in their real thrash fucking like first 3 albums, like fucking nothing's touching Kill 'Em All. But I mean,
No,
when
dude.
I
Especially
listened,
if you were alive at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you grew up
Like-
on Aerosmith and Black Sabbath and Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, and then fucking Metallica comes out. Yeah,
changed
dude.
metal.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
changed
I mean,
metal.
again, I apologize that you didn't have that experience.
Wish I did, man. I mean, that's fucking awesome. Like,
But
I wish I could
Whatever
see it.
experience you had, man, I'm
Yeah.
sure it was fucking badass.
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, like I said earlier, I grew up listening to Metallica. Like, I've always had memories, like, their early stuff, like, even Load and Reload I listened to a little bit when I was younger. And then when I got a bit older and I actually had more of a better concept of music itself, I'm like, what the fuck is Saint Anger? Why have I not heard this yet? So I listened to it,
Yeah.
I'm like, this don't sound like fucking what the rest of Metallica. And I listened to it again. I listened to the album twice, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Hey, did
Like,
y'all see
it
that
just-
ticket stub that Ricky just had up?
I did. I can bring it right back up. I just didn't want to interrupt him. I
there's Mr.
respect
Abbott.
everybody giving us their time tonight.
Hell
So
yeah.
I got Jerry Abbott on the screen. He was asking
There's
earlier.
Mr. Abbott.
Go ahead and give us a good Jerry Abbott story.
Oh man, I got plenty.
Is he still
let's
alive?
hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jerry Abbott, good to know you're alive and kicking ass.
There he was when he was running sound for them at Savvy's, man, one night. But he was running sound for them all the time. And I started out doing shows, man, in 1982 at this place called Heavy Meadows. And I did a show with Pantera one time where we lost count, man, somewhere at a very high number. I forget. We went through 18 kegs, a beer. And
He looks like King Diamond. Put some
No.
makeup on that boy. He's King Diamond.
Oh yeah, there you go. Absolutely. But yeah, man. So then we had to move over there to the Wild Wave water slide, because we got run off the first place, man, for fucking up the whole neighborhood. And one time we were doing a show.
Jerry
And,
was the underground of underground. We
say,
all
man,
were together, you know, including Pantera.
yeah. And so I was doing this show. I ended up doing a show at the Wild Wave Water Slide, and this KOA campground next door complained after 2 shows. So the water slide sent me packing too.
Shout
So
out
then
to Boss Tweed.
So then I was pissed off, and I ended up, there was a field on the other side of the KOA campground, and I did a show out there with Pantera, and that was totally illegal, man. I didn't even know whose property it was. I just set up out there and let her rip, and fucking, man, like the cops, man, all built up there on the service road about 15, 20 deep, you know, and they were fixed to ram jam the place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so they ran up in there, but I was way off the road, you know, with by taking money, man, from people, man. And as soon as them cops come pulling up in there, man, I ran off, man, and hid, you know. Well, hell, they went straight to Jerry, man, because, you know, he was the only adult there, you know. And I could see him looking back, man, everywhere, like, man, where the hell is that motherfucker, man? And next thing you know, the cops finally left, you know, and I went back out there and ran up to him, and I said, hey, how you doing, man? He's like, goddamn, Jerry, where the hell were you, man? The police have been here and everything. And I'm like, really, man? I said, I took my girlfriend over there to Wendy's, man, the restroom. I didn't see no cops, man. He's like, yeah, man, you got your permit, don't you? I was like, oh, yeah, I got my permit. The freaking permit for shit, you know? Well, man, you know what? About 30 minutes later, the cops all lined up there again, man, on the service road.
Be inspired, people.
And they rammed up in that mofo, and I ran off again, and they went right to Jerry. And this time they told him to shut it down, man. 'Cause as soon as they got to him, man, there went the sound, man, the lights, everything. Boom. And the show was over. But luckily, man, they had played down there their whole set. You know, they were playing covers back then, so they didn't play fucking 2 hours. But yeah, the cops shut it down, man. And Mr. Abbott, man, you know, he got a little bit of outlaw in his life that day, man. Got to know what it felt like to be an outlaw for a minute.
That's awesome.
Hey, that one picture though, man, when he was showing that ticket stub, I don't know if them cats saw that, man, but
Yeah.
that's the ticket
Bringing
stub
it right
from,
up. Go ahead, tell us.
the Texarkana show. And I talked to, you know, Mark, you know, from Raven the last time they were through, and he said that ticket stub sold for $2,500, man.
Yeah.
Online. You know, I ain't gonna sell it or nothing, but I thought that was pretty wild story.
Yeah, it ain't for sale. Ain't nothing in this world for sale. Especially that ticket stub that just sold for thousands. But
Yeah.
y'all see that? It says Texarkana there. This is 1983. That would be the Kill 'Em All for One tour.
Yeah.
And Metallica and Raven, heavy metal giants, had just come from Arkansas, where they played Bald Knob behind chicken wire.
It was crazy, man. That tour was so hodgepodge, you know. Now you know who contacts me every once in a while is that guy from Wildflower Productions. You see that Wildflower Productions there?
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't remember his name, but he contacts me and asks me to send him a picture of that poster because he doesn't even have a picture of that poster, you know, that I sent you of the show. Because you know me, man. You know, back then, you know, I was a little crazier, so I ripped that poster. I ripped that poster right out of the damn thing in front, you know, after busting the glass, you know, to get to it. You know,
Hey, shit happened.
you know the little square things they got out there, man. You know that got the damn posters in it out in front of the place.
Yeah,
you know?
it's coming right up. I am working on it. Everybody, hold your breath. Let's join the chats real quick, Jerry, and I'm gonna pull it up on the line on the show for everyone to see, and we're gonna talk about that story. So we have Lori Anderson. She's in the chats. Thanks for the shout out. She gives horns up. She's having a good time. Everybody, join the chats. We're there. And Jerry, I'm uploading that picture here now.
Yeah, the guy that did the shows don't even have that poster, bro. Because I wanted that mofo though. I guess I wanted it more than they did.
Right.
Well, boys, I'm out. I love you guys, and I'll see you on next week's show.
Take it easy, Arrow.
All right, see you.
Rock on.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Rock
on.
Shit, you know what, guys? I think I gotta go too. I just realized I got work tomorrow. Son of a bitch.
Oh, my
All right.
soul.
Hey, it was
my
awesome.
soul.
Rock on, babe.
Thank you for joining us, brother.
All right.
And then there were 4. But yeah, I was going to say, Chris Rock once made a joke that whatever you're listening to when you start getting laid, that music will stay with you for the rest of your life. So I think that's why Metallica has stayed with us for so long, because I think that's what we were jamming when we first got laid.
You know, it's kind of funny. Metallica didn't really get me laid a lot. It got Lars laid.
Oh, no. You definitely didn't fuck to Metallica. You fucked to, All for One. But, that was still the music that you listened to post-nut.
I seen you taking that shot, Rick.
Okay, Jerry, the way that I did this was I was able to download this picture because you sent it directly to me, right? And I pulled it up in my graphics program so I could put it up here on the screen like this.
Yeah.
But the other one, I just did a screenshot of it.
The ones with you, right?
Yeah, so that's me on the kegs at Heavy Meadows there.
Yeah, at the back of the shack, the last Heavy Meadows. Yep.
Taking care of business right there.
Black
so that
Cat.
that was the show where Pantera played?
No, they didn't play that one.
What show is this?
They come out. Vince would
Eruption?
come out and hang out, because I was selling a lot of those Metal Magic records. He was dropping them off by the box.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And remember, we had the stands out there, like we had the spike stand, with Troy Harrison out there selling spikes that he had made and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so we had a little merch booth going, of all kind of things there.
Out
What are
there,
spikes?
off of Mansfield Webb, if anybody is aware of that area in far south Arlington.
Yeah, I know that area.
It's where Webb Road is. If you're on Mansfield Webb Road, that's where it was. Like maybe a quarter mile from the service road to 360 there. There are like car repair shops there now. Right? But
What are you
back
doing? You talking about
behind
the-
that in those fields, that's where Heavy Meadows was. Where Hopkins' place
fuck.
was.
Yeah, Mansfield Webb and like Silo.
Yeah,
No,
right
but
in
see,
there.
there used to be a little town out there called Webb,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
they incorporated it into Arlington.
Now it's Collins. That's Collins, right?
Yeah, and they incorporated it into Arlington when they built Joe Pool Lake. Because they took up a lot of that space out there where Hopkins was and everything. Really, I think either Hopkins is right where the water is or real close to the water, Rick.
Hey, I got a question. I've been in the Pantego a few times, and I drive by this one house, and there's this fucking Dimebag Darrell statue made out of rebar holding a fucking badass guitar.
Yeah. What about it?
Like, I think it's on
Did you knock on the
Sunset
door?
Lane or, huh?
Sunnyvale, did you not get out and knock on the door? What are you asking?
I was at work. So what I'm saying is there must be someone who's a huge Pantera fan to have this huge statue.
Yeah, no,
Dimebag.
that's his place, dude. That's his place. Jason Studios is in the back of that house. That's his place.
I always wondered that because it was the another thing is I was
If Slayer is in town, you can catch their tour bus out there.
okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, That's right by my house, kind of. And another thing, I don't know if I don't know, but I heard that I think Vinnie Paul's house over there off of like Laurel Avenue and Green Oaks,
Yeah, it's gone. They
they
leveled it.
tore it down.
I think there's already a new house there.
Motherfuckers, how could you do that? That's bullshit. They fucking sold it and then they tore it down.
There's plenty of things to bitch about, like the new Metallica record. Come on.
There's a new
Hey
Metallica
Jerry,
record?
can you go ahead and tell us about that poster right there? Wrap it up again for us, because
Oh
that's
yeah,
fucking killer.
That's the Raven Metallica poster from the Kill 'Em All for One tour. That's particular show there was Texarkana, Texas, man, on August 19th, 1983. What we did is we went up there. I don't even really remember.
Was Tyler the next night?
No,
What?
it was Monday. So
Okay.
we went up there and saw that by ourselves. I don't even remember Chris Westbrook going, but there Chris Westbrook is in the pictures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
my
because
memory is
me.
not
It's
that great
because
on it.
me and him were hanging out at the time. I might have made him drive me out there or something.
So we all.
But
so then we came
I was
home.
probably hanging out with Cliff Burton at the time.
Then we were all excited when we came home, and then we rounded up everybody, all the headbangers, and rounded up everybody to go to Tyler. And then we had that whole caravan that went to Tyler.
Yeah.
And one of the cars in the caravan, of course, was Pantera's Suburban.
Yep.
And they went, and it's always funny because I've seen articles where Vince would say that they went to Tyler and made friends with them and brought them home and partied with them and all that, and the truth was on that, we were all at the front, there in Tyler, because we were the only people of the damn crowd. And we were all at front, and Pantera said about
What
15
about
or,
50, 60 people?
yeah, but Pantera said about 15 or 20 rows back from everybody. And so after
Oh yeah, and what else?
well, after Metallica played, I went up there and I was going. I'm all sweaty, and everything. I've been banging like a maniac, and I asked them what they thought. I've been asking what they thought, man, and they told me, man, Warden, man, you drug us all the way down here for this bullshit. That's what they were telling me, man, and I was, the only thing I knew to say was like, well, man, hang around, Raven will be better, you'll like them, and I told them that, and next thing you know, man, I looked back a few songs into Raven, and they were gone, bro. They done hit the road. So they didn't dig no Metallica that trip or anything. They started digging it later, Hell, that Kill 'Em All record hadn't been out. I wonder how long it'd been out, man. It'd be interesting to pull that up, man. There in August, see how long. It hadn't been out 2 months, I don't think.
No,
Sure.
not long. No, I don't have to look it up. I can back you up. Sure, yeah, it wasn't that long.
No,
Yeah, we just totally had our ear to the ground and knew what was happening. It was Raven, and like you said,
Slagle, man.
Hey, real fast, give a nod to Raven so that everybody knows. Raven was a true game changer. Okay, Raven put out their first record called "Rock Until You Drop," and it didn't raise the level of music or metal or rock like Metallica did or Pantera, but it did change a lot.
It was extreme metal.
Rock Until You Drop.
The second one was the best, though, man. The second one was the best.
Which was Speed. The second one was the best.
Yep. They just did the 40th anniversary tour for it. They stopped by at the Rail Club. I was there. With
Isn't
Riot,
that
bro.
kick-ass that Raven is still touring?
Hell yeah.
And you booked them a couple of times, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I booked them at Diamond GM's once, and I booked them at Boiler Room.
Yeah. That's so kick-ass. And of
Boiler
course
Room
not.
was with Diamond Head.
And of course, my band was really honored. You know, I'm so honored to have opened that show with a real band. You know, if I don't ever accomplish anything else, I've accomplished that much. I opened for fucking
Hell
Raven and
yeah.
Diamond Head, so thank you always for that. Now, what about, because we've been talking about stories, and I don't mean to move past all stories, but moving on, what about the show? Can you tell me, do you have tickets? Do you have backstage passes? Do you have pit seats?
I can't mention it. I can't speak on that particular issue right there.
All
Just
right.
yet.
Wow.
Get myself in trouble.
So
But,
you're still trying, are you?
Yeah.
I have
Still trying
who,
to.
who should we talk bad about now? Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm
Well,
still trying to
hey,
weasel
I was.
in.
I'm wondering.
Hey,
Also on
Dave,
that
who should
show.
we talk bad about?
Also on that show is Mammoth. Are y'all familiar with Mammoth? Are they any good?
Hell yeah, I've already seen them. I saw
Have
him at
you?
House of
So
Blues.
cool.
That fucking kid is badass, man.
That's Van Halen's kid.
Eddie Van Halen's son.
What's his name? Wolfgang.
Valerie Bertinelli's son.
Ah,
Wolfie.
Wolfgang. Okay, cool.
Wolfgang Van Halen. So you know where the name Mammoth came from?
I do not.
God damn, Jarvis. That was
Yeah.
the name of Van Halen before they changed their name to Van Halen.
Well, then
Mammoth.
I guess you can deduce from that I'm not the biggest Van Halen fan.
Well,
I mean,
That's all right. Again, you know, I
You're-
go back
you're-
to you live it or you don't.
Yeah.
to each their own, and I still think their first album is amazing, but I never followed them or anything.
Yeah, their second record's amazing too, dude. That
the
second
third record was the best to me.
Isn't that amazing? So there you go. There's 3 for you, Dave Jarvis. They're all fucking.
You had to live it, man.
Yeah.
You're fortunate if you lived it. That's for damn sure. But it's never too late for records like that. That's like saying an Aerosmith record sucks.
Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of deep dives, so I'll definitely do a Van Halen deep dive.
The third album's called Women and Children First, man. It's decadent as fuck, and it's pretty heavy, man.
All right, I'll check it out tomorrow.
It's right
It's
right
the one
before
with
they.
that Romeo's Delight.
Then on the fourth album, they started getting a little bit cheesier, you know. Started putting in that stuff like, "Come on, Dave, one
Yeah.
solo or whatever coming up."
So what he's referencing by cheesy is even when they did their doo wop bop diddly ops and stuff, it was always about making love, or you know, it had a very punk element. The first
It was
3,
heavy, man.
Yeah, they had an attitude
They were heavy
that
for their time.
no one ever had.
They were heavy. Those records were heavy, man.
And I stand behind David Lee Roth's screams on those records as being
Hell yeah.
up there with fucking Ian Gillan, you know, some of the best vocalists of all time.
DOA, think about that one. That's a good heavy one, man. Broken down,
dirty, dressed in rags. Make me get
Lived
out
it.
my guitar. From the day my mama told me, boy, pack your bags.
I was waiting.
All right,
I was
Jerry.
waiting.
So, what are you going to tell us about the show coming up? I mean,
I
we've
don't
got
really know.
the world watching tonight, and all I can say is I have nosebleed seats. Excuse me, or don't. But
I'm looking forward to the show.
sir,
I'm
should
looking
be
forward to the
honored
show.
with Pitt, you know, to the nines.
I'm looking forward to the show.
Good. Hey, who are you looking forward to the most, Pantera or Metallica?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Pantera's our people, man.
Yeah.
Greatest band to ever come from Texas. And they came from Arlington, Texas, man. Our city.
Yeah.
Oh, so you put Pantera over ZZ Top?
Every day, all day.
Oh man! All right. All right.
You got that country in you, man. See, you don't know what it was like around here, man. When we were raised up, we hated country. I hated country.
I was raised to hate country too, but I came around.
But Dime and Vinny didn't. Dime and Vinny were big country fans.
Yeah,
so
they
it's
were
kind of weird
for sure.
Mm-hmm. It had a lot to do with their dad and their upbringing.
Absolutely,
their environment.
We used to get picked on, though, Dave. You don't know what it's like being a little hippie kid in Arlington, Texas in the late 70s.
Into Black Sabbath.
I mean, we'd be walking down the road, man, getting stuff chunked at us, man, all the time, and it was usually cowboys. You'd be walking down the road, next thing you know...
Or cops.
Well, that was after you started running.
I learned to run after that.
Yeah, see, I was raised like the heaviest thing I had heard up until I turned 13 was Bruce Springsteen. So to hear Metallica or Pantera kind of scared me. So it took a little while.
Oh, yeah. You know the thing about these shows like this, Rick? It's funny, you know, because you won't see very many people on the listeners. But you know, man, it's because a lot of people don't want to come on here and say that they actually watch the show or listen to the show. Yeah. But you watch as soon as the damn show's over, the views skyrocket because everybody wants to click on and listen to the show and see what happened, see what was said and everything. Mm-hmm. You ever notice that about these type of shows? I noticed that when we used to do the show with a metal mic and nothing but metal.
Right.
And like there would be like one or two people in the comments or whatever, but 4 hours after the show there would be 2,000 views.
It'd be nice if there were 2,000 views. I'm not expecting that.
All right, we'll work on that then.
Yeah.
We have to add an extra hashtag.
Do our best. I mean, we have really good shows. I think. I think one of our biggest deals is that when I say that, I'm talking YouTube specific. We probably have more people watching on Facebook than we do on YouTube, and that's what it is.
Yeah. I just find that funny. I've seen that phenomenon over and over. You know, Dave, you remember when we used to do the Nothing But Metal show?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but metal. No, I get what you're talking about. You want to unpack it for us, Jerry? What's the psychology behind someone not wanting to tune into a live show?
It's funny, man. They just don't want to admit that they were watching, you know? They don't want they like they're too cool to watch, you know?
Yeah.
But see, when you go and watch it afterwards, you know, your
as compared to Lori Anderson here, who lets it all hang out, watching on Facebook, saying Pantera for life. Goddamn right.
Yeah, Lori's cool as fuck, man. I've been knowing Lori a long time.
I will say a lot of our listeners listen the next morning. Because I got a lot of coworkers that love our show, but they're asleep right now, so they listen to it tomorrow at work.
There's that too, but I'm sure you're familiar with the phenomenon I'm talking about, man. I'm just crazy enough to mention it, you know.
Well,
hey Jerry, are y'all going to the show?
In the sense that I, try to encourage people as much as I can in the chat, so it has a lot to do with me as a host and Dave, slowing down and thinking about those people in the chats and getting them more involved. So we'll get there.
You do a good show, bro. I
think we do.
You've been a metalhead for a minute or two.
Mm-hmm. I think we do, man. I think we make a great, Dave Jarvis definitely picks up where I may leave off,
He catches that later generation for you right there.
Yeah. So together we kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I bring a more non-metal approach to it. I love metal, and so I think it works. But I love to bring in other artists from DFW because I really want to hear about all of DFW, not just metal. I love metal. But we are all just one big, Golden Corral buffet of music, and it doesn't have to just be this or just be that. I want to hear, I want to hear everybody.
Well, I book a lot of bands, man. Currently at Mavericks, but I don't book metal very often, man. I have to book a whole lot of different things. So I'm totally cool with that too, man. I got so many friends that are non-metal.
That's awesome, brother. Yeah,
So
you've been
many-
booking a lot of great shows lately.
Man, this show Saturday night. You'd like this guy, Sancho Villa, man. How do you like that for a name?
That's a great name right there.
Sancho Villa.
Good name.
And there you go. Hit him one time. In local Joe and Shady Valley, man. Shady Valley is the kid that's a bartender for us there. That's his band, man. They'll draw 40, 50 people, man, when they play.
Oh, and you got our boys, Hedonistic Punk Vatos, up in there. Very good.
Oh, yeah, man. I've been loving Renee and Scotty. Scotty built the drum riser there at Mavericks.
Really? So cool.
Yeah, he built the drum riser. He didn't build the stage. When we were first there, we had a little bitty stage, and I couldn't get him to let me put a new stage in, so I clopped that big old drum riser down. Said, hell, we got a drum riser now. But then when we built the stage, it fit the stage, the new stage, a little better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Max Hill Band, also amazing fucking band. Great guys.
Hell yeah. I can't. I see myself already sitting in the parking lot with a big fat doobie, and me and Max, man. Fucking
Hey,
hell.
quick question. How do y'all feel about Pantera playing without Dime and Phil?
Diamond Vince.
Yeah, Vinny, Dime and Vinny.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Me?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I'm totally cool with it, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all in a good spirit toward the situation. Grady, on board, and of course I love Rex, man, to death, and yeah, man, more power to them, man.
Are you thinking about going?
More.
I know.
More
You're going.
vulgar.
Absolutely.
You're going.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And do you think that if you knew Daryl at all, do you think that Daryl would be upset with them guys jamming? Man, fuck no. He would be their biggest cheerleader, man. He's if there's a fucking heaven, he's sitting right there going, "Kill it, boys, kill it! God damn it, kill it!"
Thank you.
That's the kind of cat he was, man. Now Vince, he wasn't very fond of Phil, but Daryl, man, Daryl would have been long past that, man. And Rick, I'm sure Rick will attest to the spirit of Daryl, man. He would have been okay with them jamming, man.
That's why we were all so close, man.
Talk David.
That's
Talk
why
David
we are.
into going
That's
with
why
us.
we are who we are. We're not speaking for Dimebag Daryl Abbott or any of that shit. We're just telling you, Dime would have moved past it, and it is what it is. That's what it is. And you guys, if you're fortunate enough to go see Pantera, you're goddamn lucky.
Yeah, David. I bought tickets for us. You should come with me.
There you go, Dave. You're in, baby.
I'll see you there.
All right.
If it goes through, he didn't want to go because he said it was too hot.
Yeah.
It's probably the last chance we'll get, man.
Metal
For
up,
both
son.
bands.
It's just a comfort zone.
Okay, here's the thing. I saw Pantera the last 3 times they were together before they broke up. So I don't think I'm missing out as far as that goes. And I saw Metallica, and they were cool, but, I'm old.
They're just keeping the legacy alive for Pantera. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of these kids, man, needed a little old refresher, man, and a reminder of how big and how dynamic and how badass the whole goddamn Pantera thing was, man. They hear the stories, but now they see them headlining the festivals, you know, and
Me and David used to play Metallica songs together.
So cool.
Oh yeah, we pissed off so many neighbors.
Man, we had good times, dude.
Yep. Well, again, that Pantera experience is going to be, what it is. It is Jakey. It is.
it's Daryl's buddy, man. You
I'm
know,
preoccupied.
yeah, Zach Wild, man. It's Daryl's.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's not
You know, it's
Randy
his
Rhodes. Hey, have you seen those old fucking Zach Wild videos where he's holding court with his guitar, playing everything from Mountain to ZZ Top, just fucking playing
That would
lead
be
and singing?
badass.
Oh goddamn, he's like
That would be bad.
17.
I wish I could see those.
They're on YouTube.
Wasn't that during that phase with that? What was that band he had right after Ozzy? He had a band before it was called Black Label Society.
Shit, a bunch, right? He had a bunch of bands.
No, it was just one.
He was in so many bands.
No, he just put out one album back then after Ozzy, man. Right
It
after.
just kind of reminded me, Jerry, if you had never seen them, look at the old videos, man. It just kind of reminds you of, well, it kind of was a little bit like that back in the day. But Jake, he plays guitar different, but still phenomenally. Like 17, 18 years old, just fucking killing it, man. And he's singing, though. Like he's singing, like he's holding court. He's telling motherfuckers what to do and shit, you know. It's pretty cool.
Pride and Glory, goddammit.
Yeah,
he had
okay.
a band called Pride and Glory.
Yeah, I thought if I talked about it for a minute, you'd remember.
Pride and Glory.
Quick question:
And it was Southern rock.
How do I sneak booze into the concert?
Shit, son.
If you have to ask, you ain't gonna figure it out.
I'm thinking about duct taping a plastic fucking flask to my leg. Man, dude,
You got hair
security.
on your ass
Is that
if
how
don't.
you take a piss test too?
Well, I mean,
You ain't got a hair on your ass if you don't duct tape that thing to your leg.
that's what I'm gonna do, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't paying $8 a shot.
Yeah, $15 for a beer. Kiss my ass.
Get the fuck out of here. This is insane, dude. I'm gonna smuggle that shit in and other things, but whatever.
Other thing.
You got to keep it.
So are you thinking you're facing TSA, like to go see Metallica and Pantera, or you're gonna get strip searched? You can like maybe squeeze a bottle down your pants.
Well, I got plastic
How big
flask.
is your dick?
Like I'm thinking, on a good day,
I'm
A
just
good
not
saying.
a cold
yeah,
winter
flask.
day.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
on a-
you
on a-
can
It
on
get
a
is
good-
summertime.
On a good day, I have a flask full of wiener. Yeah.
perfect. Now you got the plan. Go have a good time.
So that's it. I'm gonna duct tape my fucking. I'm gonna duct tape my plastic flask to my leg.
And when they
All right.
ask, just be like,
Just-
"It's all me, baby."
Make sure you drink
Yeah.
enough before you go in that you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I'm a heavy drinker, so I'm gonna need a lot more than that.
Well, you'll have Dave's arm to lean on. So
Like I get mad when I
Lean
don't have food.
I'm here for you.
Me
Alright,
and
so
you,
Jerry-
Dave, we're gonna sneak in all the booze.
while everyone was talking, I uploaded this so we can see all the shows here. Radio Rat,
Yeah, that's on
Backfield.
August 12th.
and then more important than anything to me is Hedonistic Punk Vatos.
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
on
about
this
it.
show, Jerry, they're here every week, man. I love it so much.
Who, the Vatos?
Uh huh.
Yeah. It's probably Renee.
Yeah.
He's a cool mofo, man.
Oh, he's
Thank
great.
you,
Love
Renee.
him.
We got to have you on soon.
Yeah, you gotta have Renee on, man.
It's at the top of my list. Like I have 4 or 5 different bands by the record. I mean, for the record, everybody. We have multiple comedians coming up. Dave, you want to tell people who we have coming up?
Coming up next week, we have Armando Longoria, who is the co-host of Mofos with a Long podcast. They broadcast about movies, and also he's been a frequent collaborator with me throughout the years. He was in my band Edge Effect, and I've had him on quite a few existential tracks as well. And then the following
Kinda
week,
like
we've got
Safe there.
kind of like Safe, yeah. Although with Safe, that last one was the first time he was ever recorded, and I think he knocked it out of the fucking park.
Goddamn
So,
right.
Man, I sucked. Get out of
you were
here.
great. You were great, brother.
I'm not playing anything else. I'm going to play that song.
Oh, dude, don't do it. Hey, Hank knocked it out the park. Hank knocked it out the park.
Both of y'all did a tremendous job. And then a week,
my favorite.
And then in 2 weeks, we've got Skip Rogans, who is a great local comedian and real funny dude. He does his own Instagram thing, and yeah, dude, the next few weeks. Oh, and then we got Brandon Stormborn coming up in a few weeks as well. So yeah, we've got some good shows lined up coming up.
All right, so here it is, the Godfather of Metal. I think that's to you, Jerry Warden.
You know, I was just wondering if we was gonna tell the story.
I would love for you to tell a story or two before
Tell
I
the
get into
story,
the
tell the
rest
story.
of these shows. I mean, the rest of the concert calendar.
About Rita.
Yeah, talk about Rita.
Have your turn, sir. Step right on up to this podium and tell away.
I'll probably be banned from everything Pantera for the next fucking 5 years.
I already am, so you may already be.
Oh, I know Rex still loves me, damn it.
Goddamn right. Here's to Rex. Here. I didn't know my camera was
Cheers
off,
for Rex. Everybody, cheers.
Love you, Rex. Rex is having a good old time out there on the road, man.
I got
married. Man. He finally married Elena here over there while he was in Europe. Married her in Spain.
Badass.
Pretty
Cheers,
cool, man.
Elena.
Yeah, he met her way back in the day.
That's his long-time baby mama.
Yeah, he met her back in the day, you know, went back there in 84 or 85, them old-timey days.
He was smart. He kept her around.
I don't remember her, though. You know, I kind of feel bad. But there's a lot of people like that because I was enjoying life so much, you know.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'll tell this to you, Dave, and whoever tunes in to listen to this, because it's fucking funny.
Safe. My name's Safe.
I know. Safe. I don't know how to pronounce that, man.
It's a stupid name. It's a fucking stupid name.
Well, I'm a stupid dude, man. So,
but I don't mind throwing a match on this fire when you get ready.
Is it like a safe, like a break-in in somebody's safe?
It's a damn Arab name. My pops is an Arab, and it means sword.
That's groovy, man. Yeah. But do you pronounce it like a safe, man? Like like a safe in the house where you store your dope and money?
I wish. It's actually pronounced Saif, like a stupid way. It should be safe, like where you keep your money.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think you ought to start. I'll do you like Daryl would, man. I'll give you a new name. I think you ought to go with that, man.
Well, hell, my mom done did it because she's from Oklahoma. So my dad's name is Majdi, right? He's Arab. She's from Oklahoma. She couldn't say Majdi, so she just called him Magic. My whole fucking life, I thought my dad's name was Magic. She couldn't say my name. She called me Safe. Hell, that's what everybody calls me now. That's what I call myself.
Your mother was an Oklahoma Arab.
Well, she was a white girl, country.
Arabs, are even more special than normal Arabs.
She was a country bumpkin.
I'm just fucking with you, man. So anyway,
hey, what about that story though? You were saying something.
Yeah, I fucking really ought to shut up.
Oh,
building up too much.
The lead was so good.
You dig? You know, we go up there to fucking. We go up there to. This is like the bad luck story of Warlock too. You know, my band. You know, because somehow we got fucking. I don't know, man. We didn't get the good parts of the deal, man, like everybody else did. But
You got fucked over.
well, it's not. Nobody fucked us over. But
It just so happened.
so, man.
Well,
you know,
timing sometimes is everything.
We go. Okay, we go to Texarkana to see Metallica. Man, it's fucking cool. We dragged the whole crew down to Tyler to see Metallica. Man, it's fucking cool. Next thing you know, when they come around for the Ride the Lightning tour, they came to the Arcadia Theater with Armored Saint. And just so happened, it was a Wednesday night, and we were booked at the Ritz because the Ritz has started this new thing called Heavy Metal Wednesday, and they gave us the second Wednesday, and we thought we were all the shit, man. We were going to get to play the Ritz for Heavy Metal Wednesday. The Ritz used to be this big old club over in Dallas. So
Off of Loop 12.
it turns out, man, you know, we're fucking playing. Wouldn't you know it? We're playing on the same fucking night Metallica's playing on the Ride the Lightning tour. So we can't go, right? We got to play this gig. And we play this gig. But now, the thing about it was Rita Haney was Rick Perry's girlfriend for about 2 years before this here Metallica gig.
Now, did Rick Perry play lead guitar for the band Warlock?
No, hell no. He played rhythm guitar, man. David Warden played lead guitar for Warlock. What the hell are you talking about? Hell, damn skippy hippie.
How dare you?
Anyway, yeah, he played guitar for Warlock, and so like, man, this is true shit, man. And so like, Rita tells Rick, "Hey, I'm gonna go to this Metallica concert and see Metallica, and at the Metallica concert, I'll come on back to the Ritz and hang out with y'all, you know, because like I said, she was Rick Perry's girlfriend, man." So bam, she goes to the concert, man, and she never comes to the club. And man, me and Rick Perry sit in his motherfucking Toyota Celica till about 4 or 5 in the morning, waiting on this chick to come up there, man. I finally talked him into leaving to go home. It's like, man, come on, man. She might be trying to get a hold of you at home, man. Let's go. So I got him to go. And I never heard anything about it too much after that because I didn't really care. It wasn't my girlfriend, you know. I'm sure he was going to check and see what happened to her, you know. But I didn't really give a fuck that much. And so this was when they came through on their tour. Now, when they finished this tour in June, they call Rita up again, and they want to come down here and hang out and party with Rita. Well, you know, that was all cool and everything, but the only thing about that was they couldn't hang out with us because she was Rick Perry's girlfriend. So she calls me up and tells me, "Hey, man, you know, you remember that time I went to the concert and, you know, I didn't come back that night. I told Rick I was sick. I think she told Rick she was sick or something. So then, hell yeah, man. She called me up and she said, well, that night I met Metallica." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool, man. Hell yeah." She's going, "No, I met Metallica. I was with Lars." I was going, "Oh, hell." It started to dawn on me, man. You know, so next thing you know, she's like, you know, they're, and now they finished their tour and they're coming down and hang out with me. That's how I was presented the story, Rick. Now, I think Rick ran into him up over there in Arizona, man, prior to him coming here as well. And he had his own experience, you know, during that process. And he could tell you that if he wanted to, and he could not. But that's the way I was presented with the story. She called me and said, "Hey, man, remember that time I missed y'all's show because I went to Metallica?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I met Lars and I was with Lars." And she goes, "Now they're calling and they want to come hang out with us." Well, we had just opened. I'd been doing all those heavy metal shows, you know, but finally we had just opened Rascals. And it was the very first heavy metal club in all of North Texas, man. and we'd only had it open for about a month. And of course, we wanted to bring Metallica to Rascals, man, and blow the motherfucker up, you know, and you know, because Rita was Rick Perry's girlfriend, we couldn't do that because he wasn't. Somebody was going to tell him, and then he was going to throw a fit and mess everything up. Yep.
Well, that's women, right? Always monkey branching.
That's how it really went, man. And so instead of going to this is the true business. Instead of going to Rascals and jamming with Warlock, we end up taking them to Savvy's, and we called Pantera and asked them to come. And we went up there on a Tuesday night at Savvy's. It was a rock club in Fort Worth, man. And this guy named Rick Miller owned the place, man, because he had a band called Savvy. So they called the club Savvy's, man. But this dude never liked no heavy metal, man. He was always hell no to heavy metal, man, all the time. And so we come in there, and it was me, Daryl, Rex, Vince, James, Lars, Rita, and Lanice was the only ones in there. And we partied that whole night. And then we went over there. We went over there at the end to ask Rick Miller if we could play. This is a good one here if you hear this one. We went over to ask Rick Miller to play, and he told me and Daryl, hell no, I'm not going to have that heavy metal in this club. I keep telling y'all I don't want this heavy metal in this club. And we're telling him, but dude, this is Metallica, man. We got Metallica in here. And what did he tell us? He told us, hey, man, tell him to give me a tape, and I'll listen to it, man, and I'll consider letting him play here. We were like, dude, you fucking moron, you know. They ain't going to give you no tape, fucking want to play here, man. So we're trying to get him to let us get up and jam. Turns out he went in there and told the rest of the band, you know, fucking Ricky Lynn and all them, hey, man, those damn heavy metal dudes out there want to jam. And they had already played 3 sets. But back in them days, even on a Tuesday night, man, the band would play 4 sets, man. It was insane, man. You dudes wouldn't even know if you didn't see that shit, man. You wouldn't even believe it. But that was standard, man. You had to play the whole night. But they seen a way to get out of there. They were like, oh, yeah? Hell yeah. Let them idiots fucking play, man, and we can go home. And they fucking used that as an excuse to go home. So Rick Miller comes back out there and tells us, hey, man, the guys want to go home. They said y'all can go ahead and jam. So we get up and jam. I only got to sing 2 songs. I sang Bell Tolls and Seek and Destroy, but they played a whole bunch of more songs. Vince never got up and played because Lars was there, but it was Rex and Daryl and James and Lars there played several songs. And then we go home that night, and you know what, man? There was about 10 or 15 people in that club that night. And not a one of them people knew who Metallica was. Not one person approached us that whole night. It was crazy, man. So we go home and we party all night at Daryl's house. And I remember leaving, you know, when it was daylight. I remember going, hell, that's pretty crazy, man. And I fucking went home to the Warlock Shack and I crashed out, you know, and I got up at normal time about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And there was Rita calling me again, man, going, yeah, it's pretty cool, man, huh? I was going, hell yeah, it's pretty cool. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, this is fucked up because, you know, I can't tell Rick and, you know, we can't get involved in jam, you know. So it's a bittersweet thing for me right there. And so she goes, well, we're going to do it again tonight. Come on out there. So they were going to go back to Savvy's again that next night, which was a Wednesday night. And so, man, when we pulled into Savvy's that night, there was a line all the way down there on the sidewalk in front of Bill Martin's motherfucking seafood place down there. And I had Eric Roy in the car with me then. And I thought, I damn near turned around and left, man, you know, because it was like a completely wild scene, man.
Eric Roy in the car.
Yeah. And I damn near turned around and left, man. But we went ahead and parked and went up there. And luckily Rita was waiting for us at the door, you know. She waved us on in, you know, because they were already so packed that they were only letting one in if one went out. 2 leave, 2 in. And just imagine the night before, nobody even noticed that we were there. But within one night, all these people had heard that Metallica had been there at the fucking Savvy's, and they were there that night, man. It was fucking insane.
That's awesome.
And so we walk in, I walk in, and man, I get over there and talk to them and everything. And then I seen a table over in the corner. I'm like, fuck, Roy, let's go over and sit at this table, man, get away from this shit. Because they had people all mobbed around them, man, trying to get their albums signed and all this fucking shit. And you know what the funny thing was, too, Rick? Oh, Rick Miller, man. The dude the night before that was telling me, to fucking tell them to send in their tape and all that shit and give them the tape. He was over there. He had his apron on, man. And he had 2 trays in his hand. He's like, man, can I get you guys anything? Anything I can get you guys? Hey, you guys ready to jam, man? Fucking, you know what I mean? he completely changed his tune,
Probably the same guy had already thrown me out a few times.
Yeah, but he changed his tune, man. Like, remember that night before he was saying, man, if they show me a tape, I might let them play, And the next night, he was waiting on him hand and foot, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious, man.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
It blew his fucking little old mind, man.
It was badass, dude. It was fucking really cool
I hope
to
he sees that. Yeah, and one thing I always remember, because that night, I told you I went and sat at a table away from them in the corner. So then when they got up and jammed, they couldn't remember my name, so Hetfield was calling me Bell Tolls. And he's going, hey, Bell Tolls, I know you're in here. Get your ass up here. and I'm telling Roy, I know he's fucking talking about me, man, but fuck it. I don't want to push through that mob up there and shit. I was blowing it off. This motherfucker was steadfast, man. He fucking the whole fucking time. I know you're out there, Bell Tolls. Get your ass up here. He wouldn't give it up, man. So I got my ass up and I went on up there and I went through the crowd. And the last thing I remember is I was stepping on the stage. I looked to the left and there's my little brother Ricky, man, right there. And he looked at me and he was standing right there in the front. I didn't even know he was there, and I got to get up there and sing Bell Tolls again and Seek and Destroy. And then after that night, we all went home and partied and everything like that, and that's where Rick got them pictures right there that he showed.
That's beautiful, man. Oh yeah.
That was then. Okay, so then, after that second day, the very next day, fucking Rick Perry calls me up. Motherfucker, I heard you was jamming with Metallica last night. I said, yes, I was. You fucking I fucking went off on me 9 kinds of fucking and slammed the phone up. I guess he was fixing to call fucking Rita. Obviously, his relationship with Rita was over with. And that to me, that's always, and Daryl, the reason I think Daryl fucking got with Rita, man, because he fucking saw her with Metallica, and he's like, man, if she's badass enough to be a Metallica, man, I want to hang with this chick. And from then on out, man, Daryl was with her, man. And that was the trip, man, how that went. But just imagine, man, if we wouldn't have been playing on that night, she wouldn't have been able to get backstage. If Rick was standing there, she wouldn't do that, I don't think.
Talk about a game changer from David Warden to Rick Perry to Lars Ulrich, and all the others in between to Dime. Yeah. That is a game changer.
Fucking butterfly effect right there, man.
But yeah, and the very last straw for me with Metallica,
she controls half of the Pantera estate.
Oh yeah,
about a quarter.
Okay. Well, whatever Dime and Vinny had.
Yeah. Nah, she's not controlling Vince's part, bro.
All right.
No.
Well, good we have come to the end of the show, so I want to end this show the way that I've ended all these shows. Jerry Warden, Saif El-Jilani. I want to start with Saif. Saif, how do you want to be remembered? He's muted. Okay, Jerry, how do you want to be remembered, brother? Jerry?
That's a hard question, man. I had to think about it for a second, man. I was hoping Saif answered first.
Oh, sorry.
No, I got it though, man. You have so many different aspects to your life, man. You know, you have your children and your family. Of course, you know, I've got 3 brothers, and I love them dearly. So, you know, there's a lot of different aspects. That's a hard question, man, ain't it, Rick? I'd like to see Rick answer that damn question. But
I don't care to be remembered. I live for the moment. You know, that's why I'm so hard to figure out, bro, is because, like, what people are finally figuring out today through all their soul searching is, like, living in the moment. It's like what it's all about.
it's working mighty fine for me, man.
I've done it all my goddamn life.
Yep. It's working fine for me. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my little place in the world, man. You know, we didn't even talk about this right here, Dave, but you know, we've sold Mavericks, man. Mavericks is sold, and it's we have like a week or 2 left, man. There.
What?
Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. We don't really know. We're waiting for the check to hit.
Yeah. Okay.
When the check hits, we're out, man. But
well, what does that mean then?
Huh?
Yeah, what does that mean for Mavericks? What does that mean for you and Elmo
Well,
Jones?
it's fixed to be somebody else's building. It's who has a very famous name, and you know the name, and when you hear the name, you'll know it's theirs. And so, it's
motherfucker.
Not. It's a name that you know. It's a very well known Arlington standard, but us, you know, we're gonna get a little money out of the deal, and.
Man, that's so nice to hear. Just anything positive, dude, is so nice.
Oh yeah,
to
man,
hear.
we already got the new place, bro.
Right.
It's just I can't really tell people where it is and what's going on with the old place yet.
And that Metallica's gonna be playing there.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking around. Everybody don't
I tell you
even.
what, you know who is gonna be playing there?
Just
Spread
join
Eagle's
us
gonna
in
be
the
playing.
chats. Oh, that's right.
Spread Eagle's gonna be playing there. And Trap's going to be playing there.
Got your Spread Eagle, baby.
Yeah. Yep.
Very
those
nice.
Those are going to be our first shows, and this is the first place I'm telling that.
Spread
I hadn't
Eagle,
even told those people we're fixing to move those shows.
You can find the Spread Eagle interview here on Outlaw Video TV.
The first one. Mm-hmm. The second one will be coming up.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Badass.
Well, I don't know, Dave. You know, I know one thing, man. You tell Hank, man, he needs to play one of these shows when we get the damn new place open, man.
I'm with you, brother. I'm totally with you.
Tell him I'll kick his little butt, man.
I will. Absolutely, bro.
I done been through so much shit with that dude, man. I mean, man, you know, all the murder junkie shows we done. And, I mean, man, you know, we've been down the fucking road, man, you know.
Once or twice before, yes, sir.
And so,
hey,
you know,
hey, Jerry, how much time you got, man? You want a little stretch? Do you have good audio? If you want to, like, put together a miracle, put together this right here, live. This would be cool.
What kind of miracle you looking for, baby?
Check it out.
What kind of miracle you looking for?
You're
It's
listening
getting
to it
sad
right now.
you brag about a grown ass man.
Oh, okay, that's
Bro,
their
you
song,
ain't running
huh?
shit but your
Fucking
jaw.
A, that's
I'm
safe.
just saying, how you the king of this jungle
That's
that we playing?
Chip Tooth.
And then go begging for your mama
Nathan
for that
Hank.
rent you latin'. And stop playing, cause that purple gets you hurt. Flashing that money from your folks around them
Like
dudes
they
that
don't
have
do
to
live
work.
shows,
I
right?
know your parents rich and that's cool, congratulations. But don't ever trick them.
They don't do live shows, bro. If you could get this live, check out this chorus, man. The verse is great, too. Check this shit out.
Then just keep your mouth shut and stop faking. Cause you ain't that grown ass man like them claims you was making.
If you a grown ass man, put your panties in the air. If you a grown ass man, what you put in your hair. If you a grown ass man, why you whine all the time. If you a grown ass man, how come your girlfriend's mine? Put your panties in the air. If you a grown ass man, what you put in your hair. If you a grown ass man, why you whine all the time. If you a grown ass man, how come your girlfriend's mine?
I'm a grown ass man, but let me get a
their names. I smoke too much marijuana. I can't afford no food for my stupid pet iguana. I could get out of bed before noon, but I don't wanna. I'm a grown-ass man wearing Velcro shoes. If an alarm's going off, bitch, you know I'm hitting snooze. My marked face is covered in tattoos. Why ain't the grocery store
I really do like Dame, man. I love fucking the Dame. You know,
Thanks, man.
Those fucking lyrics, man. You know, and I told you before, I really never liked country music, man. And that's the damn truth, man. And I'm fucking not bullshitting at all. But I've seen y'all so many times, I fucking, you know, I like y'all, you know.
Right.
Only pussies call the fucking cops, bro.
It sticks with you.
Yeah, man, I know all them fucking songs, man. I fucking heard them fucking umpteen fucking thousand times, man. I love that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Jerry go way back.
That's some good lyrical genius right there, man. You know,
I agree, bro.
In those songs, man. You know, it's
I
good
agree.
as fucking anybody.
Dude, Hank is amazing, man.
He is, man. That little fucking shit. So yeah, you tell him, man. I'm expecting him at the new place. Goddamn.
Hey, put this
So,
together. Really,
you know what's funny?
If Dave
So-
Jarvis could do a hip hop thing
When your
like
bitch
this,
come to my door, how you a grown ass man and a servant to this hoe? You killed your friends.
Respect anything.
I mean,
Hank.
I love. Are you a grown ass man or a servant to this hoe? I mean, I love, man. I'm a sucker for white rap. I think is what it amounts to. That shit, I love it, dude. I relate.
No,
to
Hank is good, man. No matter what he does, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
All
And
right.
Safe did great on that
Hats
song.
off to Chip Tooth and Safe.
Yep, Pimp Safety, as he is credited on that song.
M safety,
All right.
Pimp Safety.
pimp
Yeah,
safety.
he's
Right
got
on.
he's got the girls out on the streets.
Hey, Safe, man. It was nice to meet you, man. Before I get off this damn thing, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
because
for
we're
being
out.
so
Yeah,
good,
thank
man.
you. Safe is driving. He's still on the show, but he's been on mute. I think he muted himself and never figured out how to unmute himself. So he's been a part of this for a while.
Yeah. That's
But
the way
thanks
you
for
like
letting
a
me
guest.
know.
That's the way you like a guest, man. You know, you can see him, but you can't hear him, man. That's the best guest you can have right there.
No, it was totally by mistake. I was talking the whole time. Nobody heard me. Y'all guys are awesome too, man. Hey,
I
dude,
was just joking, bro.
thanks for being a big brother to us and letting us know about the old school fucking metal. Like, I've never heard of a lot of the bands that you were talking about, but dude, it's nice to know. And in the comments section, you should put a list of good stuff that, you know, a guy from 96 to 2005, you know, that kind of thing, because, you know, y'all guys know way more than us. You know what I mean? Y'all guys lived it, you know, so it's good to hear.
You wouldn't want to live the life I was living from 96 to 2005.
I'm not going to live it. I can just live it through your music. Oh, shit.
Yeah. My music in those days, man, was like a spoon, man, across these fucking bars, man, back and forth, man, and a little similar type racket. But we did some raps, though. Don't think we didn't.
Well, and the underground. You know, I congratulate you for the underground. I hope that the scene is headed back that way, but you know, I support all sides of everything. That's why we do the concert calendar here every week and do local bands, because, you know, I don't care if it's Maverick or Growl or Trees or...
There's a great young metal scene, man, right now, man.
I'm so excited.
There's a great young metal scene right now, man. I love to get to go see those bands too, man. All them people is, you know, and we didn't even mention this with the Metallica thing, but you know, it's not just Mammoth and Pantera, but Metallica's doing that whole takeover thing, man. The Metallica takeover weekend. You're familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
And Fugitive's playing in that, and you know, that's the guy from Power Trip.
Wow.
Blake Ibanez.
Where are they playing?
They're playing at the stadium on one day, and then I think at Echo Hall on another day. But they're playing in the plaza. They're letting a couple of these bands, 2000 Stab Wounds. That's another young metal band. You familiar with them? They're letting them play out there in what they call the Plaza stage.
Yeah.
At the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not on the main stage, but I mean, it's still fucking badass, man.
Yeah, especially the dudes from Power Trip. Who is it?
It's Blake. Me and Dave has gone to see him, man, a couple times, man. It's fucking good, fucking thrash, man. That's what we like, man.
Cool.
We listen to that fucking
so
thrash.
he's found a new singer guitar player or a new.
Oh, he's a guitar player, man. He writes all them heavy riffs. He don't play no leads either, man. Just fucking charging ass fucking rhythms, man.
Yeah.
It's so badass though that he's fucking caught the attention of Metallica and stuff to be put on this thing, man.
Man, I'm so glad they're doing that. I mean, I'm wrapped up in my life. I don't have time to, keep up with everything that I'd like to or whatever, But I did notice that, like 3 Links was advertising the Metallica takeover thing. So
yeah, they're a part of it too. Those
so
two
I
bands are
started
playing
looking
3
at
Links.
the Metallica takeover thing and realized that, oh, okay, that's part of this tour. Is they're actually. So tell us what it is, because I think that's pretty kick-ass.
It is, man. It's at several venues around town, man. And the event at 3 Links is the sons of Metallica's bands. Attila, I think is one of them. And I'm fucking stoned. I can't think of the other one right now. Otto, I think it's Otto or something like that. But them 2 bands at Trees.
That's the deal. Is these bands are actually kind of following the tour and they're booking shows for them at local clubs.
Yes,
with
it's called
the tour.
Metallica Takeover.
That's fucking killer, dude.
It's called the Metallica Takeover. They take over the whole weekend, man.
Crazy.
And a lot of them shows are on Saturday too, because that's the day in between.
Mm-hmm.
So like Fugitive's playing over there on Saturday and everything, man. It's fucking being promoted by Metallica. It's gonna fucking blow, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna fucking kill, man.
Yeah.
That's some badass shit, man.
Oh yeah. If I had the money and were able, that's what I'd do. But I'll be giving my love to the best of you all. Jerry, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to hang out with me tonight, and Dave Jarvis and the rest of us.
This will be a good show, man. I bet you a lot of people come watch it, man. They'll click on it and see what the fuck we talking about.
Well, with that, is there anything else you'd like to add? Because I have to, unfortunately, I wished I didn't have to work tomorrow. There's a lot of things I could wish for. But I've got to be at Sherwin-Williams at 7:00 in the morning.
All right, Bob. You tell Bob I said hello when you get down there.
Yeah, he'll be shaking the paint.
Yeah,
Jerry, it's been a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, it's good to hear you, Dave. And I guess we'll get on down. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because we didn't touch on that whole expanded thing that Metallica and Pantera was doing. The one last little part of it too that's fucking cool as fuck is they are broadcasting the Arlington shows worldwide in cinemas.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's correct.
Both nights, Friday night and Saturday night, it's going to be in cinemas all around the world, coming from fucking Arlington, motherfucking Metal City, USA, Texas. Goddamn. Yes.
I'm really kind of glad that I forgot, I'm glad my life is so preoccupied that I forgot about that, because I knew like a month ago I came across that information.
Yeah, I mean, just think, man, people in New York City, bro, people in Montreal, Canada.
I think even talked about it on the show. I might have a graphic for it. But yeah, people around the goddamn world, hello.
They're gonna see Arlington, Texas do some banging.
I hope so, man. I hope people go fucking nuts. But, bro, they won't. It's not Chile. They're not going to, light a fire in the pit for Pantera.
I love that, man. No, they're not going to because we got too many fucking pigs, man.
Jerry, you remember Judas Priest screaming for vengeance? Dallas County Convention Center?
That was Reunion. Screaming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Reunion Arena. Sorry.
Yeah, Screaming was Reunion.
Yeah. All right. You remember that show?
Crocus and the Rods, man.
Remember them burning it down?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That was like the apex of metal right there, man. We knew it at the time, but that was it.
Oh yeah, man. 1982, man. Screaming for Vengeance, man. You couldn't have been in a better fucking place, man, that night. That was one of the great ones. I always remember watching the Rods, too. I like the Rods. I went out and bought that Rods album and everything, man.
Oh, yeah. The first Rods
that dude
record.
was Rock Feinstein. He was a cousin of Dio.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? He was a cousin of Dio.
Way back. It's one of the things I like about talking to you is that eventually you're going to exercise the memories in my brain. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But
Well,
without
okay,
talking to you, I would have never thought about it.
What was Dio's first band called?
Doors.
It was called Elf.
Sorry. So little people. They're
Yes.
called little people today. Don't offend people watching.
Hello. They call themselves Elf.
Yeah.
They put out 2 albums, and somehow they got on the Deep Purple tour for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And Richie Blackmore saw Ronnie James Dio singing, and when he left Deep Purple, started Rainbow, he brought Dio, called him up, and brought him on in.
Yeah.
And he became the singer for Rainbow. The rest is history.
That and Richie Blackmore's manager.
Yeah, but he was an Elf. That was their band called Elf. Oh, Jarvis, man. Jarvis and both the Jarvis boys, they would have fit well in Elf, wouldn't they, Rick?
Did you really? You've gone a lot of places tonight, and I've enjoyed them all.
Yeah, man. Hey, you Jarvis boys, man, y'all would have fit right in with Elf. Tell Hank I said that.
He's going to write a song about you for that.
Hey, man, I tried to name their fucking album for the longest time. Do you remember that, Dave? I tried to name it album.
Right on. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure and an honor. I'm crashing out. Y'all have a good rest of the night.
All right, we're out of here. Thanks a lot for having me on, bro. I appreciate it.
I love you. Always.
Love you too.